sisters, I think it's about 16 months, different than our age. Janet's a lot smarter than I am. when she went to jail prepared. She took soap, toothpaste, washcloth, and different things she would need in jail. I took nothing, and they gave me nothing. So those 5 days I had to stay in jail without toothpaste, soap, face cloth, and that was kind of rough. But every time I thought about how bad it was, somebody always would come out with a song, with a prayer, that sort of cheered you up. And I didn't really think about myself that much. I was 17 years old in 1963. I was playing football, but I loved football. I was a running back. Jim Brown was my idol. I knew about the protests, but they didn't interest me. The only thing I was interested in playing football. Like Janet previously said, D-Day, all the school kids that wanted to participate in the protests, they left school. I stayed in school. So that particular day, it just about filled up all the jails. So the jails were full after D-Day. But that Friday, that was on a Thursday, that Friday, there was just that many more students downtown ready to go to jail. And I guess the police department came up with the strategy. They had to do something else. So that's when they got the dogs and the fire. And those fire hoses, it was so heavy, the force was so heavy, it took about 3 men to hold a fire hose. And they would knock children down and wash them down the street, just like you would clean your driveway out. Kids, children, young children were rolling down in the street, and the fire department had no hoses on. So that really touched me. That's following Sunday, I went to church, which was the 5th of May. The preachers, the teachers in church, they talked more about what was going on downtown than they did about Jesus Christ. The whole conversation was about the children that was in jail and how bad they were being treated. Some of those rumors were true and some of them wasn't. But I decided then that I was going to jail the next day. So that Monday morning I got up with my mind set on freedom. I knew I was going to jail when I got up. I walked out the house, my mother was standing on the porch talking to a neighbor. She said, Alvin? Yes, mother. She said, go to school. I said, yes, mother. My school was on the south side. I went straight to the north side. That's where the 16th Street Baptist Church was. The only time I went to the south side when I was headed to jail. I was in the paddy wagon. So that's the first time I think I really remember I disobeyed my mother perfectly. I had no plans at all to go to school that day. So I went to jail. I went downtown that Monday with my mind on going to jail. I went into the church, and it seemed like a big pep rally. They was up dancing and shouting and dancing and shouting. People were crying and testifying. So it was just uplifting, you know, emotional. And then we finally got our instruction that when you go out in the street, that there was a non-violent protest. You were not to have any type of weapons. You were not to hit anybody if they hit you. You were not to talk to anybody. Your response be no comments. If somebody asks you a question, no comments. So we left the church. We were lined up in groups of about 10. Each group had a civil rights leader with them. Our group had Dick Gray. At that particular time, Dick Gray was a known comedian. And we went out. But when I got to the door of that church, getting ready to walk out, I saw a scene that I probably never forget. The whole street was lined up with policemen, with blackjacks, dogs, and firemen with their hoses out. Bull Connor, who was police chief, commissioner, he was in the middle of the street with a big bullhorn directing police what to do. And, you know, it was frightening to see those dogs, and like the dogs trying to break a loose from the policemen. They were German Shepherd dogs, and all I could see those sharp, white teeth. I don't know. So it was quite frightening. But I was a football player. I was tough. I thought I was tough, but I was scared in my heart. But I could look at some of the other kids that were younger than I was, who seemed like it didn't bother them at all. So I had to put on a prick face to act like it didn't bother me. But we started marching. We marched maybe about a block. We would stop. And police told me that we were violating ordinance of the city. And if you wanted to leave, you could leave, and nothing would be done. But if you stay in this line, you're going to jail. So my good instinct was to leave, but I stayed. And I went to jail. They put us in a paddy wagon. Paddy wagon was designed to hold about 6 people. And 2 benches on each side of, and a bench on each side of the truck. Designed to hold about 6, I guess about 10 of us in there. And we were packed in there. And the policeman who was driving the paddy wagon looked like he tried to go around a curve and hit every bump. They were throwing you off, all on each other. When we finally got to jail, the jail was so full, they had nowhere to put us. We stayed out in the yard maybe about 5 or 6 hours, waiting until they made some type of arrangement to put us in jail. I was 17, and they were putting children 16 up in jail. He was under 16, they would take him to, like she went to the took him somewhere else. So it took us a long time to get inside jail to be processed in, because the room, they were trying to find a room for us in. Doing this while being processed, there was a young white woman, she was in line. After they process you in, then they separate you by your age and by your sex. And this white lady, all at once, she just fell on the floor and she started hollering and screaming. And the jail came and said, asked the chief, well, they said, what we gonna do with her? So we're gonna put her in jail for the rest of the nigga. She was laying on the floor screaming, hollering. I never did see her after they took her out of there. When we finally got locked up, I guess it was about 6 o'clock. I had missed supper. I was hungry. And that next morning, I really was hungry. And we was in this big old mess hall. And all the kids, we was complaining about the grits cold, the toast cold. And the police came down, hit the table and said, be quiet, I'm gonna put you out. And Dick Gregory, the comedian he is, he said something smart. And they took him, they drug him out like a mess hall. They had him by the collar, they drug him out. And when I saw Dick Gregory again, he was bloody. His shirt was blood, his blood all on his suit. They had the civil rights leaders separated from the kids. And when we was on our way back to our cell, we was in like something like a big day room area. And the civil rights leaders was in these little personal cells. So on our way back to this big day room area, we passed these little small cells. That's why I say Dick Gregory. I saw Martin Luther King. I don't know when Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested that same day I was, but I did see him in jail. And when we got out of jail, stayed in jail 4 days. When we got out and started back to school, it was a spell from school for participating in the protest. We got out of school maybe about a week, and we were reinstated in school. And like Janice said, I thought everything was fine until September 15, when they bombed 16th Street Baptist Church. My brother Janice, and a couple other my younger brothers. They was all in church. I was at home. I heard the bombs, kind of shook the house. But I really didn't pay any attention till the phone started ringing. And somebody said your sister was killed. And I went up to the church. She was killed in the church. It had been a bombing. I went to the church. I saw the church still standing. A few minutes later, I saw my sister and my mother walking out the church. So I knew it couldn't have been my sister. But I later found out it was sent to Weston, a girl I knew. Her name was Wesley. It wasn't too many Wesleys around. So people related that last name with our family. Right after that, I had enough of Birmingham. I was going to the army. I'm never coming back. I did 3 years in Germany. The only reason I didn't go to Vietnam, I had 2 brothers already in Vietnam, so I didn't have to go. But I learned that you learn and you forgive. It was hard for me to forget how things were in Birmingham, and I had people in the army. They continually remind you, would it make you feel bad because you were from Birmingham? Birmingham had a reputation of being a hateful city, had a reputation of being a segregation city, which it was, but some of the guys didn't understand how could you stay in Birmingham? How could you live there? What did you do when the church was bombed? What did you do when the dogs were biting the little black children? What did you do? You know, they really came down on people that lived in Birmingham, but survived that. Came on back and, you know, through God's help, I was able to overcome. I said that. Now I have peace in my heart, no hate in my heart about whatever happened. And Birmingham has gotten better. It's not perfect.